Wow, it is so nice to see you. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I've been thinking about in my spare time, so I thought, why not make a video about it? And I thought it might be interesting to some people out there. We're going to be talking about the All-Stars 7 All-Winner season, if it had eliminations. Wow, isn't that stunning? Whoa.
So inventive.
Whoa,
Creative.
isn't that crazy idea? No one's ever thought of this before. We're going to be talking about this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lovely. You should stick around and totally, maybe even if you want to, you could subscribe. And I know that most people say that to you and you're kind of like, shut the fuck up. That's annoying as fuck. Stop saying that. But to me, now that I'm actually on the other side of it, it actually does mean a lot. So I'd really appreciate it if you did do it. If you don't want to do it, that's totally cool too. But I would appreciate it. And I'll give you a hug in the comment section. Wouldn't that be nice to get a hug? Because you haven't had a hug in a long time because not many people fucking love you.
And this is why Derek don't like you.
Anyway, let's go on. Let's talk about it. So just setting up the rules. I did not make the list. I didn't make the placements. I'm going off of the Reddit polls that happen every week. So if you're mad at me for any placements, I don't agree with some of the placements either. So I didn't want to be biased and pick episodes that I knew that certain people would do good in. I just decided to take the first 6 and then I added a finale onto it. I don't know what they're going to do in the finale. Finales don't matter in Drag Race except for the lip sync for the crown, but I didn't do this time because that's too up in the air. Who knows what is going to happen in the lip sync for the crown? And also on most other All-Star seasons, there isn't lip sync for the crown. By most, I mean literally every single other one, except for UK versus the world, which we don't talk about.
Legendary looks like leg and dairy.
This episode is where the queens have to introduce themselves to this new audience and write a verse about who they are, kind of a branding challenge. Every episode in Drag Race is a branding challenge now. For this episode, I have decided that no queens will go home because I think that on a season, even with eliminations, I mean, we've seen elimination seasons where no one goes home for half of the fucking season 13 and 14, what the fuck? But in this case, I think that the first episode will be introducing everyone. Hey, they're back. Isn't this fun? Kind of like what we're getting as a season now, but it's just going to be one episode. And then every other episode is going to have heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. And it's going to be traumatizing and it's going to be fun. Trauma can sometimes be fun. Did you know that? I think you do. If you're watching Drag Race, you know that. You watch this show just for the trauma exploitation, right? So do I. I decided for this first episode, we're going to have half of the cast be in the top and half of the cast just be safe. So the tops based on Reddit's poll is Jada Essence Hall, Dinks Munson, Shea Coulee, and then we obviously have Monash. We're going with it. I don't care. I think it's obvious who the top 2 from this are. It's Shea Coulee and Miss Monash. And this is pretty much going to go the exact same as the first episode. Shea does a bit better in the lip sync and she's going to win the $10,000. And she's not going to get to eliminate anybody. It's just a fun little introductory episode. Now let's get to the trauma.
Snatched.
Episode 2. Episode 2 is Snatch Game. Snatch Game. Who's good at Snatch Game? Let's talk about it. So this is where we're going to start placing people in the top and people in the bottom. I did not make this list. Please do not come for me. And also don't get upset because literally who gives a fuck? Not me. So then for the top 3 of Snatch Game, we have Miss Raja, Dinks Munson again, and then we have Miss Trinity the Tuck. And then I think out of this top 2, it would be the exact same, and Reddit agrees. They put Miss Dinks Munson in the top 2 and they put Miss Trinity the Tuck in the top 2. Lovely for them, I agree. Now the bottom 3 is heart-wrenching. This is sad to see. It's Miss Jada Essence Hall. I'm so sorry, Jada. I actually don't agree and I don't think you should be here, but Reddit says so, but whatever. We have Miss Evie Oddly. And as our third low, we have Miss Shea Coulee. And I disagree. I just want to precursor this with I disagree with this bottom 2, but I'll say it anyway. It is Miss Jada Essence Hall.
It's a fucking piss take. You're all taking the piss out of me.
She shouldn't be here. Reddit, what the fuck? Go outside. Touch grass, Reddit. And then we have Miss Evie Oddly, which I can understand. I can understand her here. So the lip sync, we have an Adele lip sync. I don't know who's choosing the songs this season. Let's get some faster songs, happier songs. Like, but wow, amazing lip sync. Trinity loses because she loses her wig. Apparently that's a sin now. You can't do that. Making a mistake, how dare you on live national television. Now we have to give the win to the other person. Jinx Monsoon is not here to play. an evil game. She's here to win, fair and square. She's not here to think about strategy, she's just being nice, and that's lovely. And she said it when she was giving Jada the star, she just did it because of good vibes. And I think that that's exactly what she would do here. I think she would save Jada because Jada is good vibes. So I think that sadly, Evie Oddly would have to go. I'm so sorry, Evie, you had a lot to offer. You do have a lot to offer. Thank God you're still on the competition in reality and not in this fake bullshit game made by Reddit. That's pretty cool. But anyway, so Jinx Monsoon eliminates Evie Oddly and saves Jada Essence Hall. Next episode.
It's fashion? Is it wait, but is it fashion? It's fashion.
The Wheel of Fortune, the Wheelness of Fortune. We don't have the Wheel of Fortune in Ireland. I don't know what was happening during this episode. I don't know who Vanna White is. I don't know why that was a category. I don't know who is that woman on the stage. Who is that woman with the bun who was standing on the side of the stage? I don't know, and I still don't know. So in the Realness of Fortune, we have a top 3. We have Miss Raja, we have Miss Jada, and then we have Miss. And this is where the wins actually start to kind of differ from what actually happened in the show, because Reddit decided that the top 2 should be Raja and Miss Jada Essence Hall. A redemption from last week because she was in the bottom. So now Reddit names the bottoms of the week as Miss Dings Munson. We have Miss Mona. Okay, so the top 2 is Jada Essence Hall and Miss Raja. And I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark. I don't think Raj is winning this one. I don't think Raj is winning many lip syncs, but she slayed that one that happened recently. She slayed, and that's enough for her. But I don't think Raj is gonna win this. If Trinity couldn't beat Jada in this, I don't think Raj is gonna. So I think we can say that Jada would be in the top. She would be pulling the lip sync this episode, and let's get to that. Who's in the bottom? Let's get a recap. It's Monet Exchange in the bottom, and it's Miss Dings Munson. And I think Jada, again, I don't think she said it herself in this episode. She's not playing a strategic game. She's just there for good vibes, enjoying herself, and having fun, and I love that for her. And for that same reason, I think that Jada Essence Hall is going to save Dings Munson, because I think that she'll kind of see it as like a, you saved me last week, I'll save you this week. And also, it's also a good strategic move. It's strategy. I know she's not thinking about strategy, but she accidentally did something which kind of aided her strategy, because now she has split up Mona and Trinity. So now there is only one in the alliance, making it not an alliance, but an alliance with the self. And an alliance with the self is self-love, and that's what we need to do.
Now let the music play.
Loving together with feeling together, waiting forever with friends and stuff.
What was I talking about? I don't remember. Monet's gone, which is so sad. I don't want to live in a world where Monet is gone in episode 3, and I'm glad that I don't. And that's what I need to remind you. This didn't happen. Don't get mad about it. It's a Reddit poll. Get a grip. On to episode 4.
Jesus Christ!
What's happening?
Stress is just really getting to me.
So episode 4 is Fairy Tale Justice. It's like a Judge Judy knockoff. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a improv acting challenge where they have to portray different fairy tale characters that are going to court. So Reddit has ranked the tops for this, which is Miss and Miss Dings Munson, obviously Miss Dinks. And then I also think it is, let me check. How about let's check. It's the Vivian. And out of them, the top 2 is obviously Miss Dings Munson and the Vivian. I probably would have put Trinity in the top over Raja. That's just my list. That's just me. I understand that people liked Raja in this. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. So I'm glad other people enjoyed it. I probably would have put Trinity here, but whatever. And the bottoms Reddit has voted is Miss Shea Coulee, Miss Jada Essence Hall, and Miss Trinity the Tuck. And the bottom 2, which Reddit has chosen, is Trinity the Tuck and Miss Shea Coulee. I don't agree with it. Whatever. But listen, this is Reddit. A bunch of neckbeards picked this, and I gotta respect it, you know? Just kidding. I used to have a Reddit account. It's fine. I actually had one of the most popular Reddit posts ever inserted here, on the subreddit, because it spread to other stuff, and I deleted that account so I can never prove it, but it did happen. And then I saw people took it and put it on Instagram, and then didn't credit my Reddit account. Not that I had anything going on in my Reddit account, but you know, it was pretty cool at the time.
Why are y'all acting brand new? We gotta get out of here. Who's Dr. Peppermint? Damn.
So in the lip sync, we have the Vivian versus Jinx, and we all know how this goes. Vivian eats that hoe up and spits her out. And so now we have a really interesting decision, and this is why people like this make the show incredibly interesting. The Vivian is a very cutthroat player, I would say, and she is here to knock out the strongest competition. I respect it. Knock those hoes out, bitch. The way that the Vivian is playing the game, knocking out people who have specific skills that are similar to her. I think that in a situation between Trinity and Shea Coulee, I think the Vivian would pick Trinity. So I think she'd knock out Trinity. It sucks. Trinity was doing pretty great, and I think that she deserved a lot more highs and wins than she got here, but listen, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles on Reddit.
My memory is mashed potatoes. I was hit by a car!
So now we move on to the 5th episode, which is the Draguation speeches. And for this, Reddit has chosen a top 3 of Miss and Miss Dinks Munson. And then on the other top placement, we have the Vivian. For the top 2, we have Miss and we have Miss Dinks Munson. If this was me, I probably would have put the Vivian over Raja. I think that Raja's, they're neck and neck. I can see either way. It doesn't matter. But I did really like the Vivians, and I thought that the Vivian did an amazing job here. And I think that credit where credit is due. Put that out into the world. You killed Vivian. I'm not going to do what RuPaul normally does because I fucking hate that when he does it. When you're not on the top, you're not on the bottom. We're not going to ruin the Vivian's track record just putting her in the bottom for no reason. At this point in the competition, it would be the place to do that. We're not going to do that. There's no point. She didn't do bad. She's not going to be in the bottom. However, that does mean we do have to put 2 people who did pretty decent in the bottom, and one that I really liked because Reddit put Shea Coulee in the bottom. I really loved Shea Coulee's one. And then they also put Jada Essence Hall in the bottom, which makes sense. And then in the top 2, we have Miss Roger and Dinks Munson. And obviously we saw how that played out. Let's actually don't think about it. Don't think about it. It's triggering. Dinks Munson is going to win. And I think in a situation like this, again, Dinks Munson would play it very fair. And I think that she would see that Shea had been struggling for the past few weeks. She had had a low placement. She had had a bottom and was in the bottom again. And then Jada had kind of like an up and down kind of run. So I think that she would save, again, she would save Miss Jada Essence Hall from elimination, and she would eliminate Miss Shea Coulee.
Just like diarrhea, we've exploded in love.
Episode 6, the penultimate episode. Oh my god, we're here. This is so fun. I hope you're having a great time. Oh my god. Now the 6th is the Total Request. I can't explain this challenge. Something to do with MTV. MTV, I was just you know, a kid when that was kind of like fading out of relevance. So I don't know what this was about. It's something about girl group challenges, something about the 2K, Y2K. Your guess is as good as mine. It's totally cool. And see, if I was on RuPaul's Drag Race right now, I would be like Ajad. RuPaul would tell me to like get the fuck off the stage for not knowing one reference that he made to something that was before my time. It's almost like people were born at different times, Ru. Isn't that crazy? That's actually kind of wild. I didn't think about that, but I thought about it now. Thank you so much. The tops are the Vivian and Jada Essence Hall, and this sucks because if you're not on the top, you're in the bottom. And guess who else is left? It's Miss Dinks Munson, and it is Miss Roger. And we know that this is a Dolly Parton lip sync. I'm just gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say that, you know, Dolly Parton isn't really in Jada Essence Hall's wheelhouse in terms of lip syncs. You know, it's not what she would be pining for. And for that same reason, I think that the Vivian would still win. So the cutthroat Vivian steps up to the plate, and she has to eliminate either Jinx or Raja. And I think anyone who's watched the show knows exactly where this is going to go. Sadly, we are going to see the Vivian eliminate Dinks Munson. I'm so sorry to Dinks. Yes, you were the front runner, but you know, you're carrying on the legacy of front runners getting kicked out right before the finale every single time. So she's really part of a Hall of Fame. It's a Hall of Fame of its own if you think about it.
Life's not fair.
Life's not fair. So bitch, good luck.
And that leaves us with our top 3, which is going to be Miss Raja, the Vivian, and Jada Essence Hall. So now let's look at the report cards. So let's start with Jada Essence Hall, alphabetical. She has 2 wins, 1 high, 1 low, and 2 bottoms. Let's look at our second person, Raja. Raja has 2 wins, 2 highs, 1 safe, and 1 bottom. Now let's look at the third finalist, the Vivian, with 2 wins, 1 high, 3 safes, but 0 bottoms. So that is our final 3. And I think that really, I don't want to write anyone out. I don't want to invalidate anyone. And especially not my main girl who if she doesn't win this season, I will cry. Jada Essence Hall, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're winning this. I don't think in this fantasy scenario, Jada, you're not winning. In real life, you're winning. Absolutely. I will make you win. And I will garner all the support. And will garner. Why isn't she at 1 million? Someone make her at 1 million. I will make it happen. If I have to get every single Vixen bot out there to change their miscongeniality vote to a follow for Jada's Instagram, I will. I will campaign for that. However, let's look at Raja and the Vivian. They both have 2 wins. Raja has 2 highs. The Vivian only has 1 high. Raja has 1 safe. And the Vivian has 3 safes. But Raja does have a bottom and the Vivian doesn't. I think that it's kind of ballsy move to eliminate the frontrunner Jinx. So I think that they could put her up and put her as a winner, the Vivian. But I also think that Raja was consistent throughout the entire competition. She didn't take half of the competition to really get going like the Vivian did. So I think that in the end of this, if there's one person that had to win this all winners season with eliminations, I'm going to have to give it to Raja. Isn't it a shock that on Reddit polls Raja won? She's totally not favored over there. People really don't think high enough of her. That was fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening to me babble about Reddit results. This is just supposed to be a small side project. But here you go. I put this out into the universe. Please don't get angry at it. It's not real. People on Reddit, it's just their opinion. You can have an opinion too, and it's just as valid. But I would love, if you want to write stuff in the comments, and you want to say, I think X, Y, and Z should have placed high here. I think X, Y, and Z should have placed low here. Go at it. Do it. It's all fun. Exchange ideas. Have a good time. And just remember that exchanging ideas can be fun and lovely and nice, and you don't have to be mean to people. You know this. You know this. I feel like I'm teaching some like children. But no, don't do that. And especially don't be mean to each other. And you can rag on these Reddit people, this abundance of polls. Don't be mean to each other. Just be nice. And be nice to me. I'm just a little person trying to do my own thing. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had fun. I hope that this has sparked ideas of what you would have placed if it was you Drag Race and not me Drag Race. And Reddit Drag Race, apparently. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Tune in again. Maybe I'll see you around sometime. Wow, wouldn't that be fun? Goodbye.